Welcome everybody to the Bunch of Goofs podcast. Here's our host, Agent Faja Gamer, and his co-hosts, Odacia and Hey I'm Chef. And together they are the Bunch of Goofs.
Well, hey there, everybody. I just wanted to remind y'all that Bunch of Goofs is recorded in front of a live audience during a live cast on Twitch.
Alrighty then, hello everybody and welcome to another Bunch of Goofs livecast podcast. We've got Oda, we've got Chef, and we've got me. Thank you so much for being here today, I really do appreciate it. And we're here just talking about whatever, but of course if you do have a question, you're more than welcome to ask. Alright, so...
I have sandwich.
You got sandwich?
I have sandwich.
Alright, you have sandwich. I know Oda's got food coming up soon, eventually.
I have a lovely wife that's making me meatloaf.
Oh, you fucker.
You lucky son of a bitch.
I want meatloaf.
Okay, question though. Meatloaf wise, do you prefer ketchup or tomato sauce?
I actually prefer neither.
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 You do barbecue sauce?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Okay.
There is
BBQ.
Yeah, Oda does barbecue. There's a sub restaurant. I know they're in the Midwest now. They started here in Jacksonville, but they're called Firehouse Subs.
Oh.
And they have a specialty sauce that they are known for called the Captain Sorensen sauce, because the guys who started it, their last name is Sorensen, and that was their dad. He was the captain, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it's a daddle pepper sauce. So it's kind of like a spicy barbecue-ish. And I have made my meatloaf with that ever since I worked at Firehouse. 2012? No, 2011 to 2014.
So it was a black pepper sauce, huh?
Daddle pepper.
Daddle pepper. Okay. I'm gonna have to try that.
It's fucking good. If they don't have firehouses up there by you, let me know. I'll get one and I'll ship one to you.
No, I think there is. Yeah, no, there's a few Firehouse Subs that are near me. You got Feo! Oh, you both got...
This is my last one out of the case that I bought on fucking Saturday.
Well, you know what?
I think I was craving Fago for a little bit.
Fuck,
or
you
no,
got coffee.
I bought it Friday because I was drinking it during D&D.
Ah.
Yeah. And I had Pepsi. Yeah. You want to know something funny I noticed, Faja?
What's that?
You DM the same way I do. That's how I DM on Thursdays.
Oh?
My wife's like, you don't allow us to stray much, do you? I'm like, no.
Oh,
I had a DM and a player dynamic for some reason in my old group.
Mm-hmm.
Love the guys. Great guys.
Mm-hmm.
It took them 2 sessions to decide to turn left.
What the fuck?
Oh,
really?
I hate that. I hate that indecision crap in DMD. But
Oh no, they went and did a full reconnaissance with summoned creatures and did a full analysis. I'm like,
well, I mean, that's right there along the lines of my DM story about them fucking spending 30 minutes trying to go through an unlocked door.
Right.
You know, it's the same concept. You give them the freedom to do that shit, they'll do that shit.
yeah.
You know, because...
The thing is,
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that that's actually I actually found out that when I left the group because I just couldn't take it anymore, it got worse because I was the player who would walk up and test the doorknob.
Well, you lost that battle with Automod.
Yep. Anyway, oh yeah, but so when it comes to that, just so you know, Oda, that's how I DM for content campaign. When it comes to normal DMing for just for fun with friends, not on content, I do allow for a lot of side questing, and I'll adjust for that side questing. Just know that side questing has punishments.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not Skyrim. It's not, let's spend 30 years doing fucking side quests and then eventually get back to the main campaign.
Mm-hmm.
In all honesty, if that's what the players want to do, I would actually call stop a new session 0 and be like, do you just want to do this like it's an open world game and I'll just wing it from here on, no overarching story? If that's what you want, I'll do it, but you need to tell me now, otherwise the side questing's stopping.
Right.
I mean, again, so I was introduced to D&D with the Adventure Zone. And then my friends at the time, who introduced me to the Adventure Zone, to introduce me to D&D. So it's always been point A, point B. Let's go. And that's what I kind of struggled with my secondary group, the one that we just finished the campaign with, or that I just finished the campaign with. Is like, all right, here's the situation. Go away. And it's just like it ended up being such a shit show because this person wanted to do this person wanted to do this. One guy was an egomaniac in the group, so therefore, if you didn't want to do what he wanted to do, it turned into a big huge fucking thing.
Oh god.
And there's so much infighting in that group right now that it's like I was supposed to make another character and play another 2 campaigns with them, and I still haven't done it because they almost fucking broke up as a group 2 weeks ago due to an issue with the game.
Seriously?
Yeah,
I'm just
like, no, I'm good.
This is also why, when it comes to this D&D campaign, when it comes to the D&D especially.
Oh, you fucker!
Oh my god!
You can
that
see the
delicious.
steam. And then, of course, you've got the those Midwestern plates right there with the floral design and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's actually one of my wife's favorite designs. It's actually.
Is it Pioneer Woman?
Yes.
Yeah, my mom is obsessed with those.
So is mine. My mom loves the Pioneer Woman. She loves watching her on Food Network.
So my mom has the pots and pans set. She's got the fucking chef knife. Like she's got, I think she has the crock pot now. She wants to do her entire kitchen, including all of the fucking appliances and shit, in Pioneer Woman.
Because
why?
They're cute. They're
cute, but
Hey, chef.
yeah,
They're also durable.
I get that, but sharp.
We had an enameled Dutch oven,
Yeah,
and we literally had to damage it to get rid of it.
yeah. Okay, so sharpen that Pioneer Woman chef knife. That Pioneer Woman print on the side of it, it's going away.
My wife has used the same chef knife since she was in college because she bought like $100 knife set because she went to a really nice culinary college until she realized her knee couldn't handle it.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I've got a $500 set that I only use for special occasions, but still, what I'm saying is like even if you keep that Pioneer Woman chef knife for like ever, the more you sharpen it, the more that print's gonna go away though, because it's like blue with all the little flowers on the side of it and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, you do know what happens when you sharpen a knife, right?
Yes, eventually it's gonna go away. And Scotty, what's up? Thank you so much for being here. We do appreciate it.
No, most people actually don't know what happens when you sharpen a knife.
Yeah, I know. I forget that. I forget that I have an above average knowledge of food and culinary shit, and
I'm turning off my camera real quick. Be right back.
Yep.
yeah.
And
Enjoy that fucking meatloaf,
right?
sir.
You lucky son of a bitch. We are jealous as shit. I am jealous.
I want meatloaf now. I want meatloaf, or I want shepherd's pie.
I want a
That's
meatloaf
what I want
sandwich.
right now.
A meatloaf sandwich, dude.
So, meatloaf sandwich hack. Take the piece of meatloaf, put it in between 2 pieces of Texas garlic toast.
Oh, I'm gonna do that. My fat ass is
I do
gonna
it with
do
burgers
that.
all the time.
Oh.
I do it with burgers all the time.
And Loki, thanks for looking at the games wish list that I put on there. As for the games wish list, the one that I really want to play out of all of those would be the DLC for fucking Elden Ring. Other than that, I don't know, because I need to double check that list. And welcome everybody. Thank you so much for being here on our Bunch of Goofs livecast podcast.
By the way, the best meatloaf sandwiches is with leftovers.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Of
yeah.
course.
Just like the
You
best.
don't.
Sorry.
I was gonna say you don't make the meatloaf and then put it on the sandwich. It is second day meatloaf that you put in that meatloaf sandwich.
Right.
How do you eat? Do you heat up the meatloaf?
I do, but that's only because I don't like cold ground beef.
See, I like to do it in a way that allows there to add an extra crust to the slice, because it adds that crunch when you eat it.
Hey, what's up, Fenway?
Hey, Fenwick, what's up, Twiggy? You've never had meatloaf? Dude, I'm gonna put
I
a
was
recipe.
gonna bring that up.
I gotta put a recipe in the Discord for you. I also have to update it because I have a recipe that I didn't put it on there yet. Yeah, but I'm not gonna do dreadlocks because I'm only growing my hair out to donate it. So there's that. I do not like food that was intended to be hot, cold, and I'm right there with you, my friend. I am right there. with you.
I am too.
If it is cold and it's meant to be hot, the only thing that I'm okay with is pizza. As long as it's not couch pizza.
See, I hate cold pizza. The only thing that I will eat cold that was once hot are like sub sandwiches and shit.
Okay. I can see that. Well, actually, for me, it has to be a very specific kind of pizza. Only Domino's or Pizza Hut is okay for me when it's reheated, and that's only because it tastes like shit either way.
Well, yeah, there's that.
I cannot eat reheated pizza. I have to eat it cold.
You have to eat it cold?
No, all pizza tastes really dried out and weird whenever you reheat it to me.
Is it? Okay, wait,
Now,
do you
are
reheat
you
it in the
reheating
microwave?
in the microwave or?
Of course. Do you think I trust myself with a stove?
Well, why would you use a stove? You use an oven.
I meant the oven. Same word in my head.
Oh, don't worry about it. Birdie's already out. Like I said, they only get one chance. And I mean it when I say that. Because, at the very least, there's 8 messages that add into my metrics because of that troll, but I'm not going to let them stay. Always disrespect your trolls. But use them for what they're good for. Alright?
Crack.
No, chef. No.
But
Right?
no, the best way to reheat pizza that I've seen is using a toaster oven. Or not seen that I've done is using a toaster oven.
Loki, you did it. Nah, dude, you did it. Dude! Thank you. Thank you so much, my friend. I truly do appreciate it. Loki, you have no idea. Dude, I'm gonna... As soon as I'm done with stream, I'm gonna surprise her with that. Thank you so much. I'm not gonna say it just in case she's in here, but I'm gonna surprise her with that. Thank you.
Giggity.
Like, you have no idea. Thank you so much, Loki. Fuck. I really do appreciate
Alan,
it.
just remember, if you put it on her shoulder and ask her if something needs a cracker, you get in trouble.
Down, boy! Down! Here's the thing. I don't. But I appreciate all of these comments because they help me in the long run as a content creator because they add to my metrics. But here's what I'm going to do for you now. I'm going to toss you aside like the trash that you are, like many people do in your life. Maybe one day you'll get a clue and realize that nobody likes you. Bye.
Also, if they really want a clue, I think you can buy it at Walmart. It's in the board game aisle.
Is that still Hasbro or is that a...
No, I think that it's still Hasbro. I don't think they've sold that one.
I know for a while there, they were selling off all the mainstays and they were going to... Oh, shit. I cannot remember the name of the company. It's the other big one.
Playtel?
Maybe?
Yeah, there's the other big one.
I know that right now, when it comes to Clue, because of the movie, I think it's Paramount or DreamWorks. Yeah. One of those studios actually has some money in their copyright now. Although, have you watched the movie?
Which one?
The newest movie based off of Clue.
Which one's the newest movie based on Clue? The only one I remember didn't have fucking oh shit. Rocky Horror Picture Show. Fucking It.
Wrong guy.
Tim Curry.
Yes, Tim Curry. Thank you.
No,
Wasn't he in the first?
that was in the
thought he was.
the first movie. Or
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was in the first movie.
yeah, they made
That's
a modern.
that's the only. That's the only clue I remember.
They made a modern version of Clue. I forgot who was in it, but it was terrible.
What, Knives Out?
No. It was literally called Clue, I believe.
Oh,
Wait, was Knives Out that bad? I didn't get a chance to watch it. I wanted to.
I started watching it and then I got bored and I went to bed. And I was like, oh, I need to watch this.
Damn. Yes, like Clue, the board game.
I hated Knives Out. It started off good until they got to Dave Bautista's character. Because Bautista's character turned into the, common, fucking American gun-toting trope. Like, jumping into the pool in a Speedo and pulling a gun out of a Speedo and shit, because he never goes anywhere without a gun.
Because that's how you do it, right?
That's a Jack, and that's only a Jack. He's the one who pulls a gun out of nowhere. Stripped down to his birthday suit, he still somehow pulls a handgun out.
Now, when it comes to movies, I haven't watched part 2 yet, but I did finally watch part 1 of Doom. And I gotta be honest, that's kind of the same feeling I got, is
It was about as riveting as the fucking new Batman with shiny vampire dude.
Exactly. Honestly, like, 1 second, actually. First off, meant to lose, when it comes to Left 4 Dead, we will be playing more Left 4 Dead on Thursdays for Throwback Thursdays. Chef may or may not join me, I'm not sure.
As long as nothing happens.
Alright, we'll see. Clue is called Cluedo here in Britain. Really? Really? Wait, why?
Same reason why a Big Mac's called a Royale with cheese. Or no, a Quarter Pounder is called a Royale with cheese.
And I guess it's the same reason why they call it aluminium instead of aluminum.
Because they actually spell it properly.
Aluminium is not how you say it.
Actually, it is.
No, there isn't. There was already a huge. No. I swear that's not how you do it. Because there was a huge literary debate about it. Aluminium was only created to fit into the actual book and its phonetics. But aluminum was the original way to say it and the correct way to say it.
I mean, it doesn't really matter considering the English language isn't a language. It just follows other languages into dark alleys and mugs them for loose grammar in their pockets. So,
does it really use grammar anymore?
Yeah.
Okay, just because we have a program called Hooked on Phonics doesn't mean we are. We're hooked on meth.
God damn, dude. Oh God, we're going
and then right after that one, Twiggy hits with a positive affirmation. How do you follow that with a positive affirmation?
Fuck.
I have an idea what it's positive.
Alright, positive affirmation, Twiggy. You know what? I do got one for you because guess what? I am so very happy and grateful that you are here today and still fighting and still being yourself, my friend. You've been through so much. You have seen so much. That would take so many people down. And here you are, trying your best and still pushing. You, my friend, are an inspiration. You are. And don't you ever forget that. Don't you ever stop living and stop trying, all right? I appreciate you. I do.
Never give up, never surrender.
Exactly. Now, when it comes to the Dune movies, me personally, I actually didn't like the Dune original series. the original movies. For me, my favorite Dune cinematic portrayal, I guess you could call it, would be the miniseries, and it's because the miniseries actually showed off enough of Leto, because in both movies, comparative to the books, we don't get enough time to be able to understand Leto's position and why Leto was so important and why the Emperor wanted him dead. And
why he purposely walked into a trap.
Yeah, and it didn't give enough context to why Paul was so fucking important. We got like what, 5 seconds of the Bene Gesserit's bullshit, and that's it. And when in the book, we got a whole chapter, so that we understood why the Bene Gesserits were so important to even the Emperor himself.
I am woefully unprepared because I haven't read the books. I barely remember the series, and the first movie I was so bored I went and did something else.
I loved the first movie, but that was mainly because of the fact that I couldn't sleep that night, and it was one of those movies that started at 1 and ended at 4, and I was bored. And then I saw Patrick Stewart.
Star Trek. And Twiggy, no judgment. You know, honestly, when it comes down to it, Dune is just one of the things that I enjoyed because it was one of those moments where me and my brother actually sat down and watched something together, and we weren't beating the living shit out of each other. Because that's usually par for the course. You've read all 30 books? Damn. Nice. I've only read about 15 of the books. I haven't read all of them, sadly.
You're hurting me. Ow, I couldn't read. I don't think I've read 30 books in my life that weren't for school.
I bet you've read more than that. You've read the Aragon series, you've read Lord of the Rings, so that's already about 5, 10.
Lord of the Rings is actually partially because of school.
Damn it!
Lord of the Rings is also only 4 books.
I only read three of them. Were not. The Hobbit was actually summer reading, and that's why I got Lord of the Rings. Was because I liked The Hobbit because I watched the old cartoon on the Cartoon Network.
Right.
The Hobbit.
That one was kind of creepy though, because the old animated version was weird.
It was very weird.
Yeah, that's what made it cool.
So I was looking up a book series. We talked about this on an earlier episode, but I looked up the actual list, the Ender's Game series, and all the subsequent book series like that came off of it. You have any idea how big that series is?
Oh yeah, I owned at least more than all of them except for the last 2 books until, a period of my life that I call my X-Mageddon, in which a lot of my memorabilia was burned.
Well, just in series. Oh yeah, that's a story for another.
Fire involved.
That's a story for another time.
But I thought it was just pitched. I didn't know it was burned. That's all I gotta say about it.
But in each of the series, there are 5 full-length novels and 1 novella for each one, except for the last one, the one that's after Shadow Wars, or Shadow whatever, so Formic Wars. That one only has 2 novels. So it is a total of 17 full-length books.
Just commenting to what my wife said, honey, most of what I want to read is not in the library. I will.
That sucks, though.
What kind of smut are you into?
Yeah, I know. What are you reading?
Japanese light novels. Translated into English.
Right. Okay, so you're going... He's going tentacly.
Not that kind
of... Likes,
going for the
he
tentacles.
likes it wiggly.
The tentacles, oh my god.
He likes it wiggly.
sorry for sharing my likes and desires with you people.
I'm kidding. We love you.
We're just giving you
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, no, actually, dear, I looked on the app. It doesn't have them either. Cause like one audiobook series I like is called I'm I'm a spider. So what?
Huh. Let me try to find that one for you if you don't already have it.
I got 2 of them for free from Audible for a free trial.
Okay. Why
So I
are you
read the
so
first 2
difficult?
volumes.
It's because he has taste. That's why.
It's because I don't like most stuff because most stuff is too real life, and I've had enough real life drama to fill HBO Max.
All right. So,
Sir, one before you get to that, would you rather?
yes.
One of my earliest adult books that I read, adult reading level, was about a post-apocalyptic utopia world that was being plagued by crime that was being ran by a shark with a supercomputer for a brain. What the fuck kind of real world shit are you talking about?
What
and the
book
shark
is
had
this?
I don't even know if I still even fucking have it, but it was one of the ones. I saw a shark on the cover, and it was at Dollar General, so I bought it for like $5.
I gotta know what book this is. I gotta know at this point.
I gotta try to look it up.
I will say I do think I want to get Ender's Game for audiobooks.
The Ender's Game series is great. Like I said, there's 5 books in the Ender's Game, 5 books in the Shadow something.
Shadow
of Ender or some shit. Well, the one that has to do with Beam.
Oh yeah, that's Ender's Shadow. Yeah.
Ender's Shadow.
Okay, but we need to do your thingy, Faja.
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't even know Dollar General sold books. Yes, they do. Usually they're Nicholas Sparks books and a bunch of other sex books. Anyways, moving on. Hello, Ricky. And for the Would You Rather, you know what? Let's do a literary Would You Rather, seeing as we're talking about books. And let's talk
there
about
was sex in that book.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about
I was like 12.
Let's talk about a book series that, I think we would all be familiar with. So, would you rather be in Stephen King's book universe? Or would you rather be in Percy Jackson's book universe? Keep in mind, if you read all the books, it's not all fucking fantasy.
Speaking of which Stephen King book universe?
Huh?
I mean, technically, all the books are related due to the Dark Tower series.
That's the universe that I'm going for, technically.
Okay, so
the only books I'm familiar with is It and The Stand and Skinwalkers.
those are all linked by the Dark Tower series.
Yeah, those are all essentially in the same universe.
Oh yeah, by the way,
can I just opt for a dirt nap?
By the way, fun little side tidbit, fan theory. Mary Poppins is the same species as It, just the good side.
I heard that, and I really actually like that theory, because it makes Mary Poppins
so well.
It works well, and it makes Mary Poppins so fucking creepy.
Also, it actually is it's like she feeds on Joy. And that's why she's so much more powerful than he is.
Yep.
Because Joy is more powerful than Fear. Thank you, Monsters, Inc.
Yes. But that's also why she goes away and then comes back. That's why, when she came back, she just floated out of nowhere.
Do you know the actual lore reason in the books why she does that?
Oh.
I forget.
She's the god of nannies and child care.
Yep, that's right.
She's the patron goddess of nannies and child care.
Yes.
I'm okay with that. I'm actually okay with that.
To answer the would you rather though, I would go Stephen King.
You would? Why?
Only reason. There is no guarantee that I am anywhere in that universe interacting with any of those monsters.
True.
Stay out of Maine.
Yeah, for the most part, stay out of fucking Maine.
Not going to Maine.
Yeah, I don't know why people keep going there. You think there'd be enough stories, but no, they just keep going there. Why?
Okay, wait. Have you met paranormal investigators.
Yeah, you're
Yes.
right. Never mind, you're right.
You
If
tell
you-
them, hey,
Well,
this place is going to
supposedly we've
destroy
all
your
met one.
life. It's going to possess you with evil spirits, destroy your life, and give you all kinds of problems. And 5 different groups will go to that location doing the exact same thing.
There's
See
going to
if
be
they can
something
get
that
to
we
happen to
can't
them.
see that's going to kill us. Let's go! Sounds like a vacation.
Let's go.
I might be married to somebody who would do that.
You're talking to somebody. You're also talking to somebody who wants to go shark diving. So, count me in.
Y'all are fucking nuts. First off, because one, I don't fuck with paranormal. I don't, because I believe in it, and I just don't. 2, I don't fuck with
Well, I
sharks
don't believe
because
in-
of the ocean. But I love the ocean.
By the way, Faja, 1, I don't screw with the paranormal. I just want to interact with them. Anybody who provokes the paranormal stuff, I think are dumbasses.
Yeah, like
And
what was the name of that one group that was on fucking Sci-Fi?
you just
Taps.
did it. You just no. Ghost Adventures.
Yeah, those
Well,
fuckers.
first it was Ghost Hunters.
Yeah, no, Ghost Adventures and Ghost Hunters. If you told
Oh, I've heard the entire
Ghost
story.
Hunters that you told them that you mixed them up, they might jump you.
Yeah,
You know
I've heard.
how bad Ghost Adventures is.
Yep.
Yeah, I've heard the entire story, like from Jason, and I think it was Jason, the bald one, did an interview about it. He was talking about how Ghost Adventures came to be, and like it was a fucking shit show, and yeah, it ruined a friendship, and yeah.
There's so much bullshit in that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, fuck the ocean. That's a big note for me. Like, I will sit on land with a drone going into the ocean and a camera and not barely looking at it because it scares the shit out of me. And I will do that. That's the closest I'll ever get to going into the ocean or on a boat, a big ass boat, and going fishing. When the weather is clear. And the moment I see a
I've been deep sea
cloud,
fishing.
we will go back.
I've been deep sea fishing. It's fun.
Oh,
Hey,
I have
Faja,
too. It
here's
is a lot of
story
fun.
that's going to creep you out.
Huh?
Fractal Faja. Back when I lived in New Jersey, we went jet skiing while there was a hurricane offshore.
What the fuck
I
is
do that.
wrong with you?
A lot.
We
I would do it.
were in a bay, so it wasn't that bad. But yeah, there was a good 4 or 5 feet between the bottom and the top of the rolling water that was coming in, and they were spaced about 10 feet apart, and we were just going back and forth along that.
I'd do that.
You nuts.
I'd totally do that.
You're fucking nuts. You're fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I grew up next to the ocean. I know how to swim in it so I don't drown.
I know how to swim too, but that doesn't mean that I want to deal with what's in the ocean.
No, there's a really big difference from knowing how to swim and how to swim in the ocean.
Well, no, I know how to swim in the ocean. That's why I said that specifically. But I still don't want to fuck with what's in the ocean.
I have no problem with what's in the ocean.
Okay, but that's like, fuck you. You shark fanatic loving.
But
Hey, it's not just sharks.
cool.
It's not just sharks.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, ocean biology, marine biology, and oceanography interests me to no end, to a point where I will keep going back. I will keep looking things up. I will keep watching the videos that scare the shit out of me to learn more. It doesn't alleviate the fact that the ocean scares the fuck out of me.
There's only one thing in the ocean that truly scares me. It doesn't really scare me, it just annoys me if it's near me. Jellyfish.
Yeah.
Those things hurt.
And
I will.
do not pee on it.
Do not pee on you.
Yeah, do not pee
Oh.
on a jellyfish thing. I don't know who the fuck came up with that, why the fuck that got popularized, but do not pee on your fucking jellyfish wounds.
Would you like to know one of the best things for it that's really funny?
Soap and water.
No.
Vinegar?
No, that too. Absolute vodka.
Really?
Well, yeah.
Vodka.
The alcohol cancels out the neurotoxin that's
Ah.
causing you pain. So what you do is you rinse it with a decent strength alcohol, and then you clean it with soap and water afterwards.
Yep.
So, I mean, isopropylene would still work, right?
I don't know.
I don't think it's strong enough.
Well, that's rubbing alcohol, though. It's supposed to be stronger than...
Keep in mind, isopropyl alcohol is not the same alcohol as drinking alcohol.
Right.
Correct.
There's like 10 different variations that I am aware of.
If I remember right, isopropyl is not strong enough.
Okay.
You have to use an actual alcohol base.
So, okay.
Yeah, and the reason why I said absolute vodka is I think it needs to be at least 80 proof or more.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for
At
that
least.
follow. I do appreciate it. Also, I've told people if for some strange reason I end up on a boat and I fall off the boat, just leave me to go. Just fucking go. Leave me. What are you gonna do? Are you just gonna sink to the bottom and die?
Twiggy, I'm going and getting you. I don't give a shit.
Like, people are gonna save you. No one's gonna just let you drown.
But hey, Fasha, how about you and me go on a big boat? We let Chef and my wife go swim with the sharkies.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll stay on the boat. Y'all can go swimming. Because, oh my...
See,
I remember this one time. I went on an excursion. This was the only time I've been to Hawaii. And, we went on an excursion and we were on a boat. And I did not know that this boat was one of those boats that had a viewing screen in it.
You mean
On
the glass
the deck.
bottom?
Yeah. I was terrified.
I love those things.
The entire fucking time. Absolutely
Jeez,
terrified.
Come on.
Because the only thing I will do, like when it comes to ocean, would be reef diving, and that's only because there's multiple people there with me. So there's multiple things to get eaten before me.
There's multiple things to get eaten. There's multiple people there when you go shark diving.
Yeah, but that's just with predators. At least on the reef, there might be a predator, but not a bunch of predators.
I want to go to Australia and I want to do the tiger shark diving with Scuba Dan.
You can go ahead and do that. I will stay safely on the shore and wave.
This is one thing that I think. Here's something that's gonna be like this would be Foster's equivalent to going to hell. I'm afraid of heights. Flat out heights. There is a 4,000-foot long bridge that's 200 feet in the air that I now have to go over twice a day.
See, I have a weird fear of heights. So I'm afraid of heights. But if I'm inside something or locked in something, I am perfectly fucking fine. If I'm on a plane, I don't care. If I'm in a roller coaster, or if I'm on a roller coaster with a harness on, I don't care. If I'm in a car going over a suspension bridge, it is fucking awesome. It's one of my favorite things to do. I want to ride my motorcycle across the Sunshine Skyway Bridge one day. But if I am on the top of a building, I will not go anywhere near the fucking edge.
Okay.
Yeah, I everything like my wife's actually worse. I love you, dear. And
we're just gonna see like a plate come out of nowhere.
No, she would never damage one of her plates. I got her pretty plates for her birthday.
Okay.
Pretty plates.
She's gonna cast iron.
No, they're not cast iron. But
level 2 cast iron.
Like my poor wife. Oh, jeez. No, my poor wife. I told her she kind of missed time driving to New Jersey when she first came out there, so she hit the Walt Whitman Bridge, which is like 1.5 miles, 2 mile long bridge, at 5 o'clock between Philly and Camden.
Okay. Shit.
Oh.
Shit. Like what the fuck?
She was having such a panic attack. I walked about 1/2 mile to where she was at because she had to pull over. So I didn't have a car at the time.
Hate bridges, but want to go to Key West.
How long was she on the bridge?
Over 20 minutes.
Oh, Jesus. That's great.
That is not great. It's a suspension bridge.
I know.
It's not great for
so
her.
much fun.
This bridge was designed to allow battleships to go under it.
I know. I would love it. The Sunshine Skyway Bridge in Tampa is roughly the same way.
So, yeah, no. It was literally her version of hell. So I actually had to go out and get her. Because in New Jersey, I didn't know I didn't have a driver's license. I didn't need one. New Jersey has a statewide transit system.
Right.
Wait, what does that mean?
The public transit goes everywhere.
In New Jersey to anywhere in New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty fucking awesome.
Public transit in New Jersey is statewide. Will take you to almost any city.
I kind of like that.
And most of the towns.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you gotta drop, and you can actually like say, I want to go from here to here, and it will not only tell you, like, I want to get to this spot by 10 a.m. They will actually tell you every bus you need to take, and you can take a ticket that pays for all of it.
Oh.
Yep.
There all the way back, and they'll tell you where to get off, where you have to stop.
I'll tell you
and
where to
all
get
the
off.
transitions and everything.
Giggity.
Hey, thank you so much for that gift. I do appreciate it. Though, I am looking at the time, and I think this might be a good place to take a small break so we can go piss, get water, and, you know, all that.
You drink water?
Yes?
I do.
You always have coffee.
Yeah, because, you know, I have to have coffee to live.
Oh, God.
Alrighty then, anyways, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate it, and I appreciate your patience. And of course, if you do enjoy us, please do remember that these podcasts will eventually be edited and put onto both YouTube and Spotify. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, I do also have another podcast known as Partially Advice, and here's some information about that.
Greetings, everybody. My name is Audacia. My better half and I have a FlossTube channel, which is a podcast about needlepoint crafting, over on YouTube called The Slovak Farm. I also stream live on Twitch Saturdays and Sundays, and during the afternoon playing various games that fit my fancy.
Hey everyone, I'm Caleb, or as you know me as Hey I'm Chef. I am a somewhat content creator. I've kind of taken a break on making the actual content and just doing stuff here with Alan or Asian Fascia Gamer. We have Monday, Bunch of Goofs, the livecast podcast that him, Oda, and myself do. And every other Friday we have the D&Deuce, D&D podcast that we are putting together. So if you want to see this face on anything right now, it's with Alan stuff, or you can follow me on all my socials at hey_I'm_chef. Until then, I will see you guys later. Have fun with the content. Peace.
Well, hey everybody. Did you know that Asian Fascia Gamer has a Patreon?
That's right, and Random Skull is here to help tell you about it.
And that's right, we're doing this announcement together.
And when you subscribe to Patreon, you get to see content early, and of course, make requests for content on YouTube, and even on Twitch and TikTok. It's all up to you!
And of course, if you want to support Asian Fascia Gamer, check out these links. And of course, there are also links in the link tree.
And remember, when you subscribe to Patreon, you can also leave a message saying that Random Skull is better than Mr. Announcer.
Now, was that even really necessary?
Alrighty then, everybody. We are back from break. I took a piss. I let my dogs take a piss. I got some water. I hope everybody is doing well. Thank you so much for sticking around.
Don't worry, I cleaned up the jalapeno juice.
Your jalapeno juice.
I got watermelon.
I'll juice your jalapeno.
Ew.
Wrong stream, and I don't want to be a part of it.
So, I have a fun mechanic that I think I'm going to put into my streams.
Oh? And what's that?
I think once I can get this shit figured out with it not rejecting my second camera, I think I'm going to have a second camera
On your dick?
in a scene. Maybe.
Oh my.
Totally. I mean, it does. I don't think it zooms that far, but you know.
Ooh, 1 second. Let's see. Boy's not gonna lie. I might not be around all night thinking about my brother a lot tonight. Hey, Twiggy, I get it. I do. Just know that, if you ever need someone to talk to, you're always welcome to message anybody. You're always welcome to talk to the Discord community, because you're not alone. As much as you might feel like it, you're not alone. You know? Losing someone as important as that to you will always stay with you. I know that. But there's nothing wrong with feeling. There isn't. It's just being human. See. But I do apologize. I didn't mean to interrupt Chef as he was talking.
No, fuck you.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
No, so once I can get my computer to cooperate with the second camera, I think I'm going to set up a channel point redemption for a hug cam and give the camera a hug.
A hug? A hug, you say? Sure. A hug, he says.
Yes, a hug. You're the one that gives out the mouth hugs, Asian Daddy Gamer.
Don't say it like that, you fucking creep! Oh my god! It's like the most awkward way! Giving out mouth hugs. Oh my.
Asian Daddy Gamer!
You bastards. Fucking bastards.
I can't tell you wrong stream.
I can't stop laughing long enough to do the next fucking joke.
Fucking hate you.
Oh, Asian Daddy Gamer!
No,
mouth
don't
hugs!
you son of a bitch.
No, cool stuff.
You just turned it Rule 34 weird. Why? Yo.
Because it is me. It is what I do.
You son of a bitch.
I wish I could do a German accent.
Oh, like the
you
Bucky
cannot do
Bot
the
boys?
Yes, the Berkey Bot Boys.
Yeah, just repeat what Chef just said like that.
Oh, it's the Asian Daddy Gamer.
Oh no. Somehow that made it worse. It made it so much worse.
Asian Daddy Gamer.
No. Don't you start with the Pennywise bullshit.
No. That wasn't Pennywise. You know what that was?
No, that was
Warriors come out to play.
Oh man.
Pennywise is. We all float.
Well, it depends on which one you're going
I can't
for.
do. I can't do a Pennywise.
Terry is the only one.
No, the kid that did Pennywise this last time is actually a pretty decent one.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, well, no. I will always, because that's what I grew up with.
That's your
I
first
mean,
Pennywise.
My mom recorded that, and I've literally watched Stephen King's It probably 50 times, and I still love clowns.
See,
So I have the original series Stephen King It on DVD in the living room, and then I have a paperback and a hardback version of the book because it's my favorite Stephen King.
I have a love-hate relationship with that movie. Like, it's a great movie, it's
Yeah,
a great book, but I fucking hate clowns because of it, and that's only because of what my cousin and brother did while we watching it, which was shove me into a pillowcase and then toss me into the closet and then lock it.
Sounds about right. So,
Brotherly hazy.
I had a conversation with my mom last night, I think it was, and she kept bringing up the fact that I was the mastermind for all my siblings' bullshit, and she's like, you you were just as bad as they were. I'm like, no, I wasn't. I never got caught. It's like, yeah, you're the one that planned everything, and they just did it. I'm like, listen, I'm not the one that told my brother to jump into a Rubbermaid tote filled full of pillows, stuffed animals, and put on a plastic football helmet, then try to slide down the wooden stairs to a concrete floor. He's the one that decided to do it. I just came up with the idea.
Okay, just because you're Al Capone doesn't mean that you're any better.
I'm also not the one that came up with the
Yagami.
Huh?
You're light.
Yeah. I'm also not the one that came up with the idea of taking the pedal push cart to the top of the fucking stairs and putting him in it and sending him down the stairs in it. But the problem is it was barely wide enough for the pedal cart, and there was a landing halfway with a 90-degree right turn. So he came down the stairs, slammed into the fucking thing, hit the steering wheel, and rolled sideways out of it and rolled the rest of the way down the stairs.
For them. Fuck you.
You know what? I used to think me and my brother were bad, and then I met you two.
Okay, it's not my fault that me and my brother just decided that every day was Rumble Arena, okay?
Yeah,
Me and my brother got into fights too. It wasn't every day.
Like I said, it wasn't my decision to make every day Rumble Arena. It was just nature.
Only got to see
Half of your decision.
I only got to see my siblings once every 2 weeks. So I had to make a
plan for 2 weeks on how to kill them. I had them do it for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I will. Now, granted, I was not the one that told my baby sister when she was like 3 years old to walk up to my mom and call her a bitch to her face. That was my sister.
Oh, shit.
Oh, as we're talking about funny stories about siblings and shit. So, my sister from my dad and my mom.
Oh, one moment though. Wandering Star, happy Bunny Day to you as well, and happy April Fool's Day. I hope you're having a good one. Thank you so much for joining us here. Sorry.
But, so, she's always been small. All the women in my family are small because genetics and shit.
So they're short and tiny.
Yeah. My mom's 4'11". My sister that shares the same dad with me, she is 5 foot, and then my baby sister is 5'2".
So none of them can reach the top shelf.
No, it's funny. So she's always had anger issues. Yeah, don't know where that came from. She and my brother got into it during one visitation one week, and she's older than my brother. But he called her a bitch.
Uh-oh.
In the middle of the fight.
Uh-oh.
And she was 6, somewhere in there. She calmly stops fighting while he's just yelling at her, goes over to the dresser drawer and opens it up, starts taking all the clothes out and piling them up nicely on the bed, making sure there's no wrinkles, turns back around to him, grabs his ass by the throat, chokeslams him into the fucking dresser drawer, and shuts the bitch.
Okay.
And as she's walking out the room and my mom's walking in because she heard the fighting, all my mom heard was, "Who's the bitch now?"
All of a sudden you just hear from the background, da-da-da-da.
With the fucking dressers, it was a tall one too, which is what was hilarious. The bottom 2 drawers were just deeper than the top ones, and the entire thing's fucking shaking as he's trying to get his ass out of it.
So can't believe she just jumped into a drawer. Fucking hell.
And then closed. And then closed the drawer.
Who's the bitch now?
I don't have as funny as that. I had a story that was funny. I've just made it so it doesn't sound that good now.
Dude, my family is so dysfunctional and so fucked up that anybody's stories will sound fucking less funny when they tell it. But go ahead. I want to laugh at other people.
Okay. My mom taught my nephews when they were 3 and 4, because by that point my sister and my ex-brother-in-law had split up,
Yeah.
and he's the father of both boys. They taught the boys to go up to their dad and say, "Daddy, you have a small penis."
That's
Turns
fucking
out
cruel. Damn.
That's fucking great. What are you talking about? That's fucking great.
In the words of Michael Kelso, burn.
Burn.
Oh, okay. Keep in mind, my family has a very interesting relationship with insults. Like, we don't accept, like, we take them in stride and consider them badges of honor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my mom, literally, my mom said that my mom actually, and I kid you not, looked at me and said, "You son of a bitch." I said, "Yes, I am." She stopped, looked at me, hit me upside the back of the head, hurt her hand, hit me upside the back of the head because it hurt. And I'm like, "Mom, are we done? Please stop. It's painful to watch this." She pouted and went to her room and slammed the door.
Damn. See, at least you guys have funny stories. All I have are violent stories with me and my brother.
Oh, I have plenty of those between my
Not
sister.
sharing them.
Yeah, I have plenty of those with my sister.
It's like, you know, it on average, like, so, like, one of the worst ones that I think it was the last time me and my brother actually fought before I got kicked out, and you know, it was, what was it over? Right, it was over the
Crap.
fact that he downloaded porn on my computer and it broke my computer. I was very, very vocal about it. He didn't like that, so it ended.
Did he use LimeWire?
Yes.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter what he would have downloaded on LimeWire. It would have been
I
just
don't.
because he used
The
LimeWire.
fact that it was on my computer pissed me off enough. Like, I didn't install that shit. But either way,
Trust me, I melted 3 computers with LimeWire.
well, there's that, and then the fact that the matter is, you know, it was hidden in a file that was labeled not porn. What the fuck?
You're not that bright of a human.
No, he is. Just on a lot of things, he's not.
Also,
A lot of
it's
things he's
lacking type.
Yeah,
Oh,
you know,
I've
he's
got-
got
I've
book
got a-
smarts, but that's where it stops.
I've got a story about not having common sense.
But, you know,
we all have a dozen.
yeah. Ultimately, that ended up with one of our worst fights. It was, what was it? First, we were tussling. I punched him hard in the nuts, and then he literally grabbed me by the ankle and just chucked me onto the wall. We ended up going downstairs. My mom tried to stop us, and she's also like, "If you two don't stop, I swear to God." And before her word even came out, I just straight up punched him in the nuts again. And he ends up punching me in the side of the head. And we're both on the floor. And my mom is just like, "Wait till your father gets home." It's like, what is he gonna do that we haven't done to each other already right now?
Oh my god.
Both of us are
so-
on the floor. We've got bloody noses. We got a black eye each. My ear, one of them is, I think I remember had to go to the hospital because the eardrum was slightly ruptured or something like that. It did heal ultimately, but I lost somewhat hearing for a little bit. He had to get some treatment because he almost ended up with testicular torsion because I knocked him in the nuts twice. I was, you know, when I was very much so taught, when you fight, you don't fight with honor, you fight to win. So,
Okay, I have a similarly weird story, but it's kind of one-sided. For most of my life, I was literally half the weight of my brother. He's only 3.5 years older than me. He was an early bloomer. I was a late bloomer. He decided that it would be a good idea. I forget. I think I walked in on him and his girlfriend in my bed. And then
Not
he got mad at me
cool.
for walking in the room. And he tried to stomp my balls out of existence, and I barely got out of the way. And then stormed off going, "I hope you learn." I got up, jumped off the arm of the couch, jumped onto his back, so I'm now a backpack, and I put my thumb right in here, onto the carotid artery, down in here, and shoved. And I'm on his back, and he couldn't move. About a minute later, he's on the ground unconscious. I don't remember that minute. All I know is that he was on the ground. I thought maybe, I was like, I didn't kill him, he's still breathing. When he gets up, he's gonna kill me. So I disappeared for a half hour. When I got home, my brother tapped me on the shoulder and said, and I wish I was kidding. Hey, I am proud of you. I didn't know you had it in you. Now I don't have to worry about you so much.
Okay.
Yeah, I never really like got in fights with my siblings except for my sister, but that was because she was a violent terror when she was fucking younger. But my story about not having common sense is my brother. Because we have all come to the general consensus in the entire family. It's a good thing he's pretty.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah, you do realize you're clicking off the stream, right?
Yeah, I'm fixing it right now. There we go.
But, yeah, so we all agree that it's a good thing that he's pretty. He wasn't horrible in school, but he was always the pretty kid that, you know, got what he wanted and all that fun shit. He has a wife now and 2 kids, and we don't know why she stays with him because he's a fucking idiot. He is the dumbest smart person you will ever meet. He is a director for an end-of-life hospice care for maintenance. He's good at what he does. He is a great boss.
He's the smartest dumbass you'll ever meet.
The dumbass doesn't think. So, he was cleaning up brush and other shrubbery and shit in the backyard. And he had it all piled up nice and neat in the fire pit. Then he decides to take gas can, start shaking the gas can all over it. Mind you, he is in his big wide brim sun hat, his fucking t-shirt with a Under Armour long sleeve shirt underneath of this t-shirt, and basketball shorts and tennis shoes. He then decides to take the gas can and make a line through the yard as a wick. Then takes the Bic lighter, puts it down by the thing, hits it. Problem is, he was shaking the gas can all over his arm.
Genius.
He lights himself on fire. My sister-in-law says that she heard him screaming for a good 30 seconds before she decided to look out the window in the back, just the blinds, to look outside and see what was going on. She said he was running around the yard. Mind you, what is the number one thing that you were taught when it comes to setting yourself on fire?
Stop, drop, and roll.
Don't do it.
Stop, drop, and roll. No. The don't do it is the preemptive. If you catch yourself on fire, stop, drop, and roll.
And what is the one thing they tell you not to do?
No, Adam,
This
not
dumbass-
add kerosene. And what's up?
This dumbass is running, sprinting around the yard with his big wide brim hat is now on his back, being held on by the string, as he is flapping his arms like a fucking bird with one half of him on fire. So now the joke is that he is half a phoenix.
So I'm gonna guess that this is Go Tiger.
Yeah.
I am I am so going to just... Oh my god!
So he sends me a picture of his arm afterwards, burnt, no hair, fucking skin kind of multy and all that shit. And I texted him, I'm like, the fuck did you do? He doesn't text me back for another 2 hours because he was finishing up in the yard. And then he went inside to peel the Under Armour sleeve off. And that's when his wife saw it. He had no intentions of going to the fucking hospital. She said no. You're going to the hospital.
I have a really simple question about your brother.
Yes.
Does he have any conditions that prevent him from feeling pain properly?
No, he's just a dumbass.
He's a dumbass.
No. Some people who do that do not actually feel the same pain a normal person does, which is why they're a dumbass, because it doesn't hurt.
No, he feels everything. He's just a dumbass.
And
Okay.
Twiggy, you have a good night. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. And
Somebody
yes,
Bye,
redeem
Twiggy.
something?
your brother's a fucking dumbass.
Yes. So
Adam
because of
redeem something?
Yeah, Adam
Yes, I see
redeemed.
that.
Ask a question.
before we do that, there's a reason. So on my stream, I have follower emotes. If you save up 30,000 points, I will make you a follower emote for my stream.
Mhm.
He is a massive LSU fan, so his follower emote is that, which is a purple tiger on a black and purple or yellow and purple tiger stripe background, and the tiger is on fire.
Okay, I get
At
it.
least he is committed to the bit.
Yep.
Alrighty then. So Adam's question for the channel points that he redeemed is: if you can bring back one person throughout history back to life, who would it be?
Is this historical significance or personal significance?
He says history, so I'm guessing historical.
I'm gonna guess historical significance.
Okay.
I have two choices. One, just because I want to know and finally be able to answer the mystery behind this particular individual. And the other one is because he is my hero, and honestly, he didn't deserve to die the way that he did. The first one would be Lu Bu. Why? Because nobody, and I mean no one, knows the actual true story or history of Lu Bu. And I want to know who he was, where he came from, and why he decided to follow Dong Zhuo.
Did he play the trumpet for a blues band in New Orleans?
No, you dumb shit. Go fuck yourself.
Wrong stream.
Now, the second person that I would bring back would be Bob Marley. Because the world honestly could use a little bit more Bob Marley.
Who next?
You, because I have no idea.
Okay, I have a really funny one, and it's just because I'm weird. And also, I think we use a positive lead. I want to resurrect Genghis Khan and ask him to run for president.
But why?
He's not a natural born U.S. citizen.
Because he's actually good at being a leader.
No!
But he's not a natural born
wasn't.
U.S. citizen.
Historic-
He was an effective leader. He was an
wasn't-
effective
no.
leader.
He
He
was-
was not a good leader.
No. He was... One moment. One, that is a very dangerous subject to bring up. Two, when it comes to that essential instance,
Wait, what did he get banned for?
for saying Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to chief. I did not know that was going to bring that up. Sorry.
It got me before too.
Yeah.
So
Apologies,
he might-
Adam.
you
It's
know
just
what?
it's one of those words that is a troll word that I have set up. I apologize.
I don't think he's backing here. I'm gonna send him a message.
What?
Shit. That's
I
not
would change my answer because I had no idea that was actually going to do that. So I feel horrible now.
Oh, don't worry about it. I will say though, in that instance,
Also,
that particular individual is only on that list because of the trolls. So don't worry about it. It's not your fault. You have nothing to worry about.
I also
Okay.
think it would just be if Sarah. I would honestly like to ask the guy. Like, I would like to see his face. Like, showing him the DNA results.
watch
Asia.
Night at the Museum.
Yeah.
Like, I want to put him in Mori. And just have a Congo line of people from Mongolia going, yes, he is your father. Yes, he is
Oh,
your father.
he
Yes,
said-
is
he said-
your father.
He said the word. Do not type in Mongolian in chat either. I made that mistake and got banned as well,
Yeah.
and I'm a mod.
And like I said, the only reason those words are in there is because of trolls, and it's to make it so easy to get them because they like to say a lot of the same words easily.
And I will say, I also just think the Mongolian combat style was very effective.
Oh yeah, no.
Like the way...
See, that's the thing. He was an extremely effective tactician, but as a leader, he was a shitbag.
Again, as I said, he was effective, but he was not good.
Well, compared to what we got now, we don't even have either of those.
Let's leave it on that one because that gets dangerously political, and we don't do politics here.
I really don't know. See, my problem is if we were to bring any... God.
No, keep going.
No. You said hold on. I'm not gonna go. So, my problem with that question is the fact that if we were to bring any historical figure back now, A, they would be like, what the fuck happened? And B, they've already had their time, done their thing, and it's been fucked up or done right, depending upon which side you were on. I don't give a shit. But if you were to bring them back, there is no guarantee that their way of thinking would change anything. And you might just end up fucking up whatever afterlife they have because they realize that either A was good or B went to shit.
There's one other one I'd like to bring back, but I'm not bringing it up here because it's a religious figure, and that is a giant can.
Oh yeah. I don't really...
We celebrated a holiday about him yesterday.
Yeah. It's not a historical figure per se.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a mythological, I guess. But if King Arthur was real, the way the legends say real, that would be an effective leader.
That would also be the exception because he is the once and future king.
Correct. But again,
just
not
saying.
real, so it doesn't count.
I know. Well, I mean,
actually,
depending
they
on...
actually believe he was real, but not in the way the mythology showed.
Correct.
Yeah, not
correct.
within
I'm
the
talking,
edicts
I'm talking
that were
legend-wise.
Yeah, but
I'm talking legend-wise.
Yeah, there are actually talks that King Arthur was actually modeled after and written about Charlemagne, who was a historical figure that existed. But within the books, very different. And if that person were to ever exist, I agree. I agree with Chef.
I have a really fun question for you. Chef gave me this idea. What fictional character would you like to bring to life?
You don't want to hear my answer.
I mean, I kind of just gave one of mine.
I don't have an answer, so go ahead. Go ahead, Pasha.
He's gonna say Wukong.
No. I'm gonna say
Really?
a character that I fucking hate. But also a character that I think would be the only person in the entirety of any fiction that would be able to do anything with this fucked up world of ours. Lelouch.
De Britannia? He ain't got that kind of skill. He good, he ain't that good.
He would be the only person that, one, would be able to gain that position, and two, be able to hold it, and three, be able to have the initiative and the cold-heartedness to do what is necessary.
I got
somebody...
Sorry, I was just gonna say I have one along those lines then, but it's not King Arthur. But I'll let you go first, Oda.
I got one that would definitely be able to fix this place, and it'd be a lot more brutal than anything Lelouch could come up with.
Well, that's the thing. It's not about making a brutality.
Signs all gone.
Ooh.
Do what?
Yeah, that one also would work.
Magical ability. He would wipe out all of the idiots on principle.
Once again, you guys keep talking at the same time. So who?
Einzel Gone from Overlord.
Never seen it.
He has low tolerance for stupid.
I have no tolerance for stupid.
I would definitely recommend watching that anime if you haven't, though. Is one of my top favorites.
One of the best.
It's on my list. Like, there's a lot that I have on my list that I'm trying to work my way through. But if we're going with leaders, fictional leaders, I've already mentioned what he's from. Fucking, I'd go Ender Wiggin.
Okay.
Or Bean. Bean is effectively the better leader. Ender was just strong. Ender was just older.
He also had more influence by the time he got to that position because of
Correct.
who he
You
was.
are me in those books.
Huh?
I didn't get to that point in the books.
No. This is after Ender's Game.
I know. That's my
yeah.
No,
point.
he did, I
I know,
think
I'm
he's
just
saying he
saying-
didn't read the last books.
Right. No. I'm saying, and I'm letting him know. So, Ender Wiggin.
Reading them.
Huh?
Shh.
He doesn't want spoilers.
Ah.
No spoilers,
But-
please.
I will not
Lady.
I will not do specifics, but Bean, once he gets older, is a more effective leader than Ender, in my opinion.
You know
In
that?
the area that he becomes a leader in, I will say that.
Okay. I was about to say that is a very highly debated topic in the community that knows about Ender's Game.
Would you like to know the main reason why I went with Ainz?
Was that?
An assassin can't shoot him in the head for being a good leader.
I mean, they can. It just the bullet won't do anything.
That's my favorite. Lelouch, you shoot him in the head, he goes down.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I know that's a hugely debated topic in the community, but I personally agree with Bean's philosophies more than Ender, mainly because Ender turns whiny in my opinion.
Yeah.
I know it's so hard. It's so hard to talk about it without.
Yeah, I don't want to.
You're good, Oda.
Yeah, Oda, don't worry. I'm doing my best not to say anything spoiler wise.
Yeah, we're not spoiling. These are
Yeah,
just.
I just got the idea because of you guys that my wife told me she has a streaming app that I might be able to actually find the audiobooks for the Ender series.
Oh, you
so I
should.
can actually start listening to it.
Yeah, you should. I would definitely suggest looking for it and trying it. I would
And
definitely.
because it's my nature, I'm going to start with Ender's Game.
Yes. Well, you might want to look up the chronological order because it does flip flop between series.
Yeah,
Dude,
especially
I'm only
between.
watching the first one.
Like
I'm just going to do the original batch, and then I'll worry about the rest. I just want to finish what I started.
Okay.
Okay.
Because it gets kind of timey-wimey.
Yeah.
I know that they do a lot with relativity.
Yes.
A lot.
I mean, they did a lot with relativity in the first one too.
It did.
Random segue into a different question because I'm just coming up with topics since my ADD is on fire right now.
Burn it to the ground.
What is your favorite sci-fi fighter?
What do you mean by
Are we
fighter?
talking?
Like
Fighter
plane?
craft.
Okay, fighter.
Oh, play.
Space fighter.
Okay. That's so hard because like my favorite sci-fi series is either Stargate or Firefly, and there's not exactly fighters per se in those.
E303.
Right, I'm saying in the actual like they come later, but
the F-18. They were very effective with one of those.
yeah, I don't prefer the end of Stargate when they start going into like the Ori and all that shit, so I just kind of block a lot of that out.
Oh no, I was thinking that when they were drilling through the ice and suddenly all the missiles start beating the crap out of them.
Oh yeah.
So if I were to pick
But-
a ship from sci-fi, it would be the Tin Man.
Oh, that's OP.
What? It is a
It's
ship. It's a ship.
It's not a fighter.
It is a fighter. It has the ability to destroy things.
No, fighter as in quick attack vessel.
It,
Tin
move,
Man sat.
it can
spun
move at
around
the
and
speed of
walked.
light.
He's talking individual
Okay.
to two-person craft.
It took one
You know
person to
about-
fly it.
I will slap you in the taint. Not even kick you. I will straight up slap you. Just
If you can stand up in it, it's too fracking big.
Okay. I'm sorry, I just had to pick it once, alright? I like that ship.
Oh no, I think Tin Man was one of the best conceived, most underused types of ships in that show.
Well, I mean, honestly, I like that episode. It did justice to a lot of characters, including Broccoli. Barclay. Barkley. Yeah, I call him Broccoli still.
Okay.
I mean, in my opinion, it's not a fighter, but Serenity will always be one of my favorite ships in sci-fi.
Well, okay. Well, you have Tin Man. You have Serenity. I guess I'll go with ships then.
Well, no. I have a fighter. I'm just saying.
We'll do fighters and then we'll do ships and then we'll do fighters because you guys already did ships.
Okay.
And if I had to pick a single ship from sci-fi about that size, just to make it fair, I would actually pick the Delta Flyer.
From
Delta Flyer.
Voyager.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know, like
Small enough to drive by myself, big enough to where a regular fighter doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of how I feel about Serenity. Serenity is a smaller transport ship, but still big enough and unassuming enough that it just flies out of the radar for just about anything.
But it also helps that they have a pilot that's a leaf on the wind.
You mean a leaf with a pencil through it?
Thorn.
Shut up, asshole.
He's a leaf stapled to the wall.
You fucker.
Yeah.
You fucker. You son of a bitch.
Yes, I am. Bob would agree with you.
But back to the original question, favorite fighters? I mean, truthfully, and as stupid as this is gonna sound, but y'all know me, so it's not gonna be that surprising, but Vader's fucking fighter. Vader's TIE.
Okay.
It is faster and more maneuverable than a normal TIE fighter. In my opinion, it's a better design than an X-Wing, because an X-Wing has so many more issues in areas for mechanical failure.
Yeah, that's not fair though. Those were built out of scraps.
True, but again, would you rather have the fucking hoopty down the street or a fucking 2024 Corvette?
Okay, you're not. Yeah, I guess you're right. You're right. You're right.
The thing is, they had one Vader fighter versus all those X-Wings, and hero ship. His is a hero ship. But the standard TIE versus the X-Wing, it wasn't fair for the TIE. If they mass-produced Vader's ship, I think episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, would have been a much shorter and more definitive movie.
Okay, if we're gonna go with if we're gonna go with
it's a good one. I'm saying it is a good ship.
Yeah, but if we're gonna go with mass-produced ones, think Rebels, or maybe it was the Ahsoka series. But the special TIE fighter that they were making in that series, the experimental one? Yeah, the TIE Defender. Fucking, that thing was a beast.
Would you show the only reason why they did not pursue the TIE Defenders?
Well,
they were too expensive.
I know they were too expensive, and the good guys fucked up the prototype.
No, Thrawn, the only person in the leadership that was supporting Thrawn was Vader.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the amount of money they had enough money to make TIE Defenders or the Death Star.
Yeah,
okay.
We all know Vader wasn't a huge fan of the Death Star.
Well, because it was a stupid idea.
Yeah,
it was a good.
Thrawn went to Vader. Vader test piloted the Defender, gave him suggestions, and that's why the second showing of the TIE Defender is such a more devastating fighter, because Anakin freaking Skywalker gave suggestions, and Thrawn implemented all of them.
Yes, because it's because Thrawn knows who Vader is, and therefore
Thrawn knows a good idea when he hears one.
True, but Thrawn knows who Vader is, and Anakin is widely known as the best pilot in the galaxy.
Not
and
like he
what's
would.
really funny is,
Oh, sorry.
God,
Go ahead.
no, fire should go.
Children, I will beat the shit out of somebody. Somebody go.
Ah. Okay, so yeah, when it came to Anakin, even as a child, he was a mechanical prodigy. Like he built C-3PO himself from scrap parts, and he was only what? 11?
5, 6.
No, he was like
I thought he built the
6
droid years ago.
Oh,
Yeah, he was building the droid and he was almost done by the time Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan showed up.
right.
And he was what, 10?
I thought, yeah, 10.
10 when they showed
I
up?
think he was 10. Yeah, 10 or 11.
He was too old to be a youngling.
That's newborn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was a practice that the Jedi adopted later on, and it wasn't agreed upon by a lot of people. Nobody really liked the idea of them taking children.
But I mean, again too though, like back on the original comment, you know, Anakin being a mechanical genius, he built a pod racer.
Yeah.
Out of scrap.
Mhm.
He built
And
C-3PO. Yeah, and then flew it. I mean, granted, he was using the Force without knowing what the Force was, but you know, he drove it using the Force.
yeah,
That's why his reactions were so fast. Which
Yeah, I
is
know.
also, sorry, go ahead.
I know. I just was agreeing with you. Go ahead.
Yeah. Which is why he is so widely known as the best pilot in the galaxy, is because by second nature, he flies using the Force.
Mm-hmm. The only reason that Han Solo got the jump on him is because Luke was distracting him in the Force.
Yes. But also, a lot of his mobility was limited in the suit.
No, I'm saying Vader was surprised by the Millennium Falcon at the end of A New Hope because he was so focused on Luke because he sensed something in the Force. So all of his Force senses were on what was in front of him instead of what he normally did, which was a 360, keep an eye out. That's how he was so hard to kill. He basically
He
was
got
so
distracted.
Yeah. No, I get it. And Han was never considered a great pilot. He was a good pilot.
Was.
He was a good pilot.
He was a great pilot for the size ship he flew.
Yes, but not if you put him in a X-wing or something like Luke or even Poe in the fucking last 3.
Yeah.
You know, he
He's not a good fighter pilot. He's a good frigate pilot.
He's a smuggler.
Yeah, he's a good smuggler. That's what he is.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say my starfighter real quick.
Yeah.
Babylon 5 Starfury.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
It is one of the first ships to ever have Newtonian physics, and they used it so well.
I actually really like the design of that one too. You can't tell me that
So
thing
did
didn't look
NASA.
sick.
NASA looked into it. They actually got permission from the showrunners to look in to seeing if it was feasible to actually make a space frame similar to the Star Fury, because it is such a good idea, putting the pilot in the middle with the engine so far out.
That's actually pretty cool that NASA actually thought that the design itself was feasible.
I mean, technically, it is feasible. We just don't have the technology to get the engines working.
Not yet.
Yeah, that was the
Not yet.
problem.
We haven't unlocked that level in the Alien Fighter game yet.
Yeah.
So when it comes to fighters, I will say what my favorite one is, and it's only because of I love the entrance of this fighter into the series, which is the B-Wing.
Rebels. Oh, the experimental B-Wing. Oh,
Dude, that thing is badass.
Why? Like, it was one of those things where they had to retcon the crap out of it because they're like, you know what? It makes no fucking sense they weren't using this.
Mm-hmm.
And the main reason they weren't is because of budget constraints back in the frickin' when they made the first thing.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
because it was an incredibly expensive ship to make, but oh my god, this thing was a
Oh,
fucking
fucking IRL.
brigade breaker.
I was thinking, no, they didn't have the beam weapon in the actual Star Wars movies because they didn't have the budget.
They couldn't make it look good.
No, they could have made it look good. They just couldn't afford it. But we're taxing out on these Death Star beam lasers,
Oh,
let alone doing from a moving ship.
speaking of the Death Star,
I still think it's a
Alderaan.
dumb idea.
it's a good idea, just badly handled. But-
No. It's a dumb idea because if they just when they ran a single reactor, if they only built this thing to ever have that one reactor, so imagine how much you could put it on a Star Destroyer,
Mhm.
and it wiped out half a continent. That is all the intimidation you need, and you still have a freaking habitable planet.
Yes, but
Inhabitable
sometimes you
planets
just
are not
don't
that
want.
common.
Sometimes you just don't want a habitable planet.
Okay, but
So you don't
Look
want
what they did. Look what they did to Mandalore.
I'm not saying that it's not effective. I'm just saying, as a war machine, like when you look at it in a tactical sense, it's a stupid tactical idea. If you want something that's more defensible, you don't build a planetary size fucking weapon.
Plus, there's the fact that it's one of those things where you put so many eggs in your basket, but it's so terrifying, it's going to provoke a response.
Yes, but you guys are focusing on the Death Star as a weapon. That was only part of it. The other part of it is to have a movable base with enough personnel and shit inside of it to deploy anywhere to any planet that they needed to.
But
One, if that'd be a great concept. But if they actually, instead of having that super laser, if it was like, what was that giant wing thing from episode 8? The really big ship that had the other Star Destroyers in it?
Oh, the one from Palpatine's planet.
No, the one that Stokes' ship. The really big thing.
I cannot remember.
Hyper speed ram.
I cannot remember the.
But that's a good idea because that's deployable. The Death Star did not have anywhere near enough capabilities of launch facilities.
That we saw.
Well, I mean, when we look at the blueprints of the design of it that we've been given in like the official guides, it's still in itself. When you look at the amount of defenses that they put on it compared to what they probably would have needed to deal with carriers and fighters that are trying to be that are much more maneuverable than this particular station was.
Yeah, but on the other side of it too, you guys are forgetting the whole thing that trooper armor isn't made to withstand blasters or anything like that. It is a straight intimidation thing. The Death Star was the same thing.
True, but the Death Star also
The Empire. Yeah, but the Empire is all about looking tough, not being tough.
The thing is, if Thrawn was involved, if Thrawn had been the one that designed the Death Star and not, what the hell's that moron's name?
Oh fuck! It starts with a G if I remember right. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
If it wasn't Tarkin's doctrine that influenced it, and instead if it was like how Thrawn would have built it, there would have been a much weaker super laser, and there would have been enough point defense systems where that thing would have looked like a disco ball in a laser tag area.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Is like Thrawn is that end all be all general that they were missing after the whole thing with Rebels.
Thank you, Ezra.
Yes, thank you, Ezra.
Yeah, Ezra's the only reason why.
Well, the Purgles too.
Yep.
Those poor Purgles.
Space whales.
Yeah.
Space whales.
I love
those poor whales literally wrecked the fleet.
Yeah, I know. So if you actually look it up, Purgles are known for causing and wreaking havoc because they will drop out of hyperspace in the middle of shipping lanes, in the middle of another ship's fucking hyperspace jump. So they will fucking just destroy the shit out of shipping
And
freighters and shit just
from what I
because.
saw, I think they would have survived.
Oh, they would have survived.
Oh, they're
The
fine.
ship
The
doesn't.
Purgles are fine. The ship isn't.
Yeah.
But
I think basically Tarkin's doctrine as a story element was there as a reason why the rebels could win.
yes, but also at the same time, we're also thinking big picture with Thrawn in it.
Mm-hmm.
Thrawn wasn't added to Star Wars until after the original.
No, I'm talking about before Thrawn.
Right? No, but no, I agree with you. But we're talking about if Thrawn would have made it, if Thrawn would have done that. Thrawn wasn't added to Star Wars until after, I think, the prequel trilogy.
Which
I think that's
why they had Ezra zip him out of the galaxy.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Again, Timothy Zahn went on a lot about that in his panel.
Mm-hmm.
It's because everybody's like, if Thrawn would have done this, if Thrawn was there, he could have done that. Thrawn wasn't a even thought in the Star Wars universe until they came to him and they're like, hey, make a character.
Yeah, but my point is, Tarkin went from the guy who was trying to keep Vader in check and blew up because he was arrogant. And as the story progressed and everybody kept pointing out the stupidity of the Empire strategy, they literally went, oh, that's Tarkin's fault. He literally became the Empire's scapegoat for their terrible strategy, terrible ship design, and literally having a perfect enemy for the rebels to fight. Because the way they designed their ships, they were intimidating, but not very effective.
Well, that's the thing. Tarkin got big into power when the whole implementation of let's be scary, not let's be good started.
Yeah, and honestly, when it came down to it, Tarkin's thought process, if you read the Tarkin book and you see his evolution mentally, he started off in this thought process of how can we control, not military might, but control. And his whole thought process was through that manipulation through that manipulation concept, which is why intimidation was such a big thing for him, which is why the stormtrooper's armor was created the way that it was and looked the way that it did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's just really entertainingly bad because it's like,
oh yeah,
I thought it was hysterical. Somebody took one of the books, one of the tabletop RPGs that put credit amounts for the ships, and he actually said that if you took all of the money for all of the Star Destroyers and removed 80% of those Star Destroyers and replaced them with the frigates that were really good against fighters, you could have put enough of those throughout the galaxy that a rebellion would have never gotten off the ground.
Oh yeah.
But
I mean, that's been proven time and time again.
That's once again one of Tarkin's biggest downfalls, is what his plans essentially bankrupted the fucking Empire.
Yeah, but I'm talking IRL in real life as the story developed from the original movie. Tarkin became the lore's reason why the Empire sucked.
I think Tarkin was meant to be the lore reason from the get-go.
Yeah, and honestly, the thing is, Tarkin, what wasn't well depicted properly was Tarkin was specifically a character concept that was created around one historic figure that we all know and hate.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Which also stupid.
Before we get off of the topic of the Death Star,
Hey,
I have
Cassie,
one thing
We're
to
getting
say to
off
you
the
guys.
topic.
I don't know. I want to get the joke out before I fucking forget it because I've tried like 4 times.
Okay.
You know, when it comes to the Death Star, you can only really say one thing. Alderaan? More like Aldergone.
Shame. Shame.
I just felt it says billion souls just cried out in terror and slapped themselves on the forehead.
You,
But
I saw a meme
why are you like this?
Reasons.
You guys see the TikToks where you have a girl that's told, "Hey, go put on your most expensive outfit. We're going out for dinner."
And they come out in their cosplay?
They come out in Bo-Katan.
Yeah, I saw. I follow her. I think I.
in the armor, not the actual actor.
Yeah. No, I think I met her at MegaCon actually.
He's an idiot, but he's your idiot. Yeah, you can keep him.
Yeah,
We love
My
him, but you
condolences.
can keep him.
Hey, Scotty, keep in mind, somebody has to deal with me.
but you don't make the bad jokes that I do.
Bullshit, I don't. I just usually don't. I'm just too tired right now to come up with the bad ones.
Now, in terms of Star Wars, there is one thing.
I didn't do it.
Oh, shut up. There is one thing I did want to also bring up or talk about, because when it comes to Anakin, his character and his capabilities, and how innately, excuse me, how innately, well,
Good at
intuitive.
killing younglings.
Well, no, how intuitive he was with technology, you fucker. If it wasn't for the fact that he was the prophecy chosen one, and it wasn't for the fact that he received the sky blue kyber crystal lightsaber, I honestly think he would have grown up to actually have been a sentinel. He should have been. With what with how much he knew and how capable he was and how easily he connected with other people. He should have been a sentinel.
Mm-hmm. It was just he was destined to fight.
Mm-hmm. And
because his role in the Force was, well, people forgot that sometimes balance 0 and 0 is a perfect balance.
But it's not 0 and 0. It's little number.
It's a cycle. It's to allow a cycle to continue. Because that's the whole point. The dark side needs to have its point for there to be destruction, for the light side to be able to rise, for there to be creation. It's that cycle that had to continue. That's also why...
It's another take on yin and yang.
Yeah. But that's also why the son and the daughter had to die at some point. It was inevitable.
I'm just gonna say what my view is Anakin did bring balance to the Force.
Oh yeah, I completely agree.
And he wiped out the Sith. Because those were the two things screwing with the Force.
That, and of course, like I said, he brought in the next age, the next period, because time needs to continue.
Have you finished Ahsoka
Those
yet?
two dogmatic groups of idiots.
Yes, I did finish Ahsoka.
Okay, so you saw... Wait, Oda, have you finished Ahsoka?
Yes.
Okay,
so we could finally talk about the very last fucking scene that we couldn't talk about the last time we brought up Ahsoka.
Yes, that's why I finished Ahsoka. Okay, go fuck yourself.
You get what that's alluding to, right?
Yes, I do.
Because they are now on the planet that the son, the daughter, and the father were on. That's why their statues are there and all that fun shit.
I didn't know it was actually that planet.
Yeah, it's that planet.
Yeah.
That's why the big statue that Balin's standing on.
The seasons are different, or is that just because the son and the daughter are gone?
That's because the son and the daughter, the father and the daughter are gone.
Yeah.
Or the father and the son are gone.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The daughter still
And the
technically
daughter
exists in
is-
essence.
Yes.
But my point is, originally the day was light side, the dark was dark side.
Right.
Correct. It's all fucked up because they're both gone. The father's not there to keep the balance, and the son is gone. So, and the daughter is very weakened. So the theory is that Anakin is going to bring balance to the Force by taking the mantle of the father on that planet. That's
I
why
thought he was supposed
you
to take
see
the
his
mantle of the
Force.
son.
He was supposed to, but because he needs to bring balance to it, he's going to be the balancing force, like the father was.
Who's gonna take over for the
Does that
sun?
mean that?
They
Does
have
it mean that? What's her name?
You know,
Sabine and the other chick are going to become the dark and the light side balances.
no.
I don't think Sabine's gonna play that big of a role.
No, Sabine's not going to play that big of a role, but Balin was, I think, the original supposed to take over the sun.
But sadly,
Because he,
could be the daughter.
yeah,
you know who would fit?
because
into
he was.
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, but that's why he was searching for the higher power. And he's not a Sith, but he uses the dark side.
Okay.
So,
But he
Anakin
hasn't. He uses the dark side, but he hasn't surrendered to it.
correct.
Mhm.
That's why, again, that's the balance side of it. Because Ahsoka isn't just light side. She is,
No,
but
she isn't.
she uses some of the dark side. Hence the reason her lightsabers are white, because she purified the crystals.
Mm-hmm.
So the theory going around is that Anakin will be the father, Ahsoka will take over the mantle of the daughter, and Balin was going to be the brother, but unfortunately that actor died. As much as it sucks, because
May
that
he
was
rest
an
in
amazing
peace.
fucking character.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Such an amazing character.
And
that
I don't know
actor
if I
did a
want them to
great job.
recast it or not.
What'd you say, Oda?
I don't know if I want them to recast it because he did such a good job.
No, they're not gonna. They shouldn't.
It is so hard
They sh-
to play a bad guy with
Good
integrity.
intentions. Yeah. So you know who I think might be able to pull it off,
Hmm.
but I don't want to see him do it. The guy who played, I can never remember his fucking name. He looks a lot like him, but he played Sabretooth in the later Wolverine movies. Not the one from X-Men, not the one from the first X-Men movie, but the short black hair, beard.
Don't remember. I don't know his name.
I don't remember. Shit.
I can't remember his name.
You might have
Hold
to
on,
look
we have
that one
these
up
fucking-
on the
I was
Google
gonna say we
machines.
have these amazing, we have these amazing internet machines.
Yeah.
Um,
Random side note while you're talking about that, I just one of my favorite scenes in Ahsoka was Ezra building his new lightsaber and the whole way they brought it in and they brought up Kanan. I just thought that was beautiful.
I agree.
So funny thing, Freddie Prinze Jr. It's Liev Schreiber, by the way.
Oh, I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah, I think he could pull off a Balin. He looks a lot like him to begin with, and it's who I thought was actually playing Balin until I looked into it. But Freddie Prinze Jr., who voiced Kanan, in the last Rey movie, you know the part where she's sitting there and she's hearing all the Jedi talk and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Kanan's actually in there. He voiced a line for it, and he hated what they did with it. They tried to get him to come back to do voice lines for Kanan and Ahsoka, and he said no. He refused to do it because Kanan has had his story. Kanan is done. Kanan died the way a Jedi should have.
If you ask me, and this is my honest opinion,
Mm-hmm.
Kanan was probably one of the last true Jedi
Correct.
because they fucked Luke over.
If they would have kept doing Luke the way they were supposed to and not going the Disney route of it, if they would have stuck to the quote source material that is now Legends, because yay, Disney fucking shit. But if they would have kept to the actual lore of it, Luke would have gone out so much better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, the Mara Jade saga should have been part of this, but it wasn't.
Yeah. But one of my other things that I was saying about Kanan is, Kanan literally, he has one of those things. I love how Dave Filoni explained this. It's like his one wish was to see Hera again.
Mhm.
See her.
Mhm.
And just before he kabloomed, he restored his eyesight.
Yep.
Because the Force rewarded him because he was actually doing the Force's will, which most Jedi forgot.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why Ahsoka's so dangerous.
But that's also why the Age of the Jedi needed to end.
Yeah, because they actually said one of the other things I thought was funny is I think they actually mentioned this with other people is the battle between Maul and Qui-Gon Jinn was probably the most important battle for the Star Wars universe.
Yep. That's why the name of the battle music is called the Duel of Fates.
Yep.
Because a lot of what ifers like to go, what would happen if Qui-Gon Jinn trained Anakin? And almost everyone agrees Darth Vader would not have become a thing.
Nope.
No, there would have been a renaissance.
Palpatine filled the role that Qui-Gon would have been.
Yeah.
It's because
Obi-Wan was a brother, Palpatine was a father. Qui-Gon would have been a father figure, and Qui-Gon was actually very balanced in the Force, in his viewpoints. Yes. And if Anakin was taught that way, I think he would have handled his mom's death a lot better. Then again, I also don't think his mom would have died.
No, that still would have happened.
No, they actually said that Qui-Gon had every intention, after the Sith were dealt with, of going back with money and buying Anakin's mom.
Yes, that is true, but the problem is the Sith technically were not dealt with until...
I'm talking about after Maul was dealt with.
Okay,
once Maul was dealt with, and he had a moment, he was going to get the type of credits the guy wanted, and go back and get his mom and put her somewhere safe, like on Naboo.
Mm-hmm.
He was basically going to work with Padme to put his mom somewhere safe, because he knew that if she was safe and happy, Anakin would have had a much easier time.
Yes.
Yeah. And honestly, when it came down to
it... Your mom.
Yeah. And, when it came down to it for Qui-Gon, if he were to have existed and continued on as Anakin's teacher, there would have actually been a renaissance within the Jedi Order and how they thought, because of how influential Anakin became and would have become because of who he was.
Maybe, because they still would have had to fought against the old guard of the council.
They would, but there's also that there was also the point. I mean, yes, it was because of the Clone Wars that this happened, and it was that kind of opened the eyes of Yoda. But Yoda still had the idea and the thought process that the Jedi may be wrong.
Yes, but Yoda... So, while Yoda being the most influential on the council, he's not the only one. You still have to take into account there's, 13 other members?
There is.
The thing is, I think at least half of those people would have agreed with him.
Well, because, the way I see it is it would have gone two ways. It would either have led to a renaissance within the Jedi culture and how they thought, bringing back, at the very least, the fundamentalism of the Prime Jedi, or it would lead to another civil war.
Actually, I think Qui-Gon would have just taken his crowns and gone home. It would have been a mass exodus, not a civil war. Qui-Gon would not have allowed a war.
That's just the thing. That's one individual. Fanaticism grows within idealism, and when that idealism grows out of control of the person who created it, which easily happens, it's actually kind of what happened with the Jedi Order. It would more than likely, within human nature as well as living nature, be apparent that it would occur, that they would create that kind of dichotomy. And even if Qui-Gon didn't want it, that doesn't matter, because the fanaticism of people and their thought processes would have more than likely overridden that and created some form of contention.
Oh no, I'm not saying that there wasn't going to be tension. I'm saying Qui-Gon was smart enough to sneak out in the middle of the night and not tell anybody he was leaving.
Right. One person would leave, which wouldn't stop the Civil War from happening.
And if he actually dipped out, that would have actually opened the door for more fighting, because he wouldn't be there to prevent it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's really sad is that the Jedi literally are the personification of a good idea run by idiots.
Yeah.
Yep.
But not really run by idiots, run by
egotists.
Complacency.
Ego and stupidity are synonyms in my dictionary.
Right. That's why I'm not using them. I'm saying complacency. They got used to being the ones who were the good. They got used to being the ones who were always told they were right.
It also didn't help.
Therefore,
Oh, sorry.
Therefore, they became complacent in their place in power and took it for granted.
Yeah. It also didn't help that
Yeah.
the Civil War of the Jedi occurred and the Mandalorian Wars and all of that. Because that created that fanaticism within the Order.
I mean, same thing with Mandalorians. You got the Death Watch, and you got more normal Mandalorians, then you got the pacifists.
Oh yeah, that's definitely what occurred there too. That's all part of the causality of the conflict that was created.
I got a question for you, Chef. I think I know the unfortunate answer,
Yeah.
but did most of the pacifists switch back to being normal Mandalorians out after the Duchess Satine's death, or were they just wiped out by the Empire?
So it was a constant, ongoing struggle to try to keep them as pacifists, but they didn't have a strong enough leader, and that's kind of what led to that is a spoiler for the Mandalorian. But that's what led to the Empire being in power on Mandalore, which in turn led to the betrayal by Moff Gideon, which led to the glassing of the entire planet, killing what was effectively most, if not almost all, of the population of Mandalore.
And almost every single pacifist.
Yes, because they started with the capital city.
Yeah, what's really sad is being a pacifist during the age of the Empire was just a really good way of dying.
I mean, let's be honest, being a pacifist in most wartime science fiction and or wartime fiction stories is how you die.
Or
What I'm
get
saying is the
used.
Empire went after them on purpose. And they didn't use them, they killed them. The Empire was like, your idealism is in contrast to ours, and nobody's watching. Squish.
Yep.
I mean, they didn't kill every pacifist though. That's the thing.
They did on Mandalore.
Yeah.
The
But-
entire planet is glass. Well, the surface
Yeah.
is glass.
But it wasn't their pacifism that was the threat to the Empire.
No, that was just Mandalorians
Yeah.
in general. It didn't matter. It didn't matter if they were warriors or pacifists or Death Watch.
It was just
Fucking,
yeah.
You were born on Mandalore. You're a problem.
See, they knew that if they left the pacifists alone, they wouldn't be pacifists anymore if they blew up most of Mandalore.
Yep.
Because even a pissed off pacifistic Mandalorian is still something I don't want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Sabine.
Yeah, Sabine is a whiny bitch of a Mandalorian.
Okay, Rebel Sabine. I like Rebel Sabine.
Rebel Sabine is okay.
You
Again,
don't like
she's
Ahsoka Sabine, I assume?
yeah. I hate Ahsoka Sabine. But
I like her.
she's just so fucking whiny. It's like they took teen angst Sabine from Rebels and cranked it up to 1,000 and made her like fucking 30. She was mean to me as a teacher, and I just can't get it because she's mean to me as a teacher, and she doesn't like me, and she's supposed to be my teacher, and I want my boyfriend back.
Yep.
Welcome to
I
Sabine
did
from
not
Ahsoka.
get that. I'm just going to say it now. I did not get that vibe at all. Plus, I never, ever, ever got a boyfriend vibe out of her.
It's implied, but not. It's implied, but it's not.
No, Dave Filoni specifically said there is no romantic anything between those two.
Yes, but it's very hard to
They
play
are brother
that.
and sister, basically, and that's why she cares. That's what he said.
That may be what he said, but that's not what they portrayed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if
That's what I saw when I viewed it. It
if-
looked like siblings seeing each other.
if their relationship's fucking brother and sister, so is Luke and Leia's. So
And they kissed.
then there be kissing brothers and sisters.
Oh yeah. Let's get this going, y'all.
Nah,
Ow,
dude,
is this alone?
you're talking to someone who hangs out with other Mandalorians. We all have the exact same feeling from that, and same with the 501st members that we were talking at the cons.
Well, I guess I'm a weirdo then.
No, I mean, again, we may be a little bit more sensitive to it than most people. Star Wars is kind of a big thing for us, and like we all still bitch about the last 3 movies. Still,
Dude,
to this day.
Would you like to know the only reason why I don't bitch about the last 3 movies?
Because everybody does.
No. Because I blocked that trauma from my mind.
I'm
Like,
I mean,
literally, if Dave Filoni came out in a press conference and said that we have made episodes 7, 8, and 9 as part of the expanded universe, there would be such a overwhelming shout of joy from the nerddom that Doctor Who would show the fuck up and find out what the hell's going on.
Oh yeah, no, I know. No, trust me, like, so I like Daisy Ridley's character of Rey. Do I believe that Daisy Ridley's character of Rey should have had anything to do with the Star Wars, the Skywalkers and that whole fucking thing, and try to tie it into the first one? Fucking hell no.
Oh, I hated what they did with her lineage.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
That was a Naruto. They pulled it right out of freaking Naruto.
Not really.
Well-
No, they pulled it right out of Legends.
No. What I'm saying is, a nobody who halfway through the story, oh, they're actually descended from great people.
Yep.
I mean, they did the
pulled
same.
that right
they
out
did
of
the same-
Legends.
Yeah, they did that with Luke.
Yeah,
They did that with-
that was also the essential
Naruto.
storyline of the Dark Empire series, which was the continuation, where we saw that Palpatine made a shit ton of clones with their own personalities.
Yeah, that's the thing, with their own personalities.
That's
Not force transferring from one body to the fucking next.
Yeah. But that's also, like where the idea of Rey came from.
Yeah, but they.
I know they
sorry,
fucked it up. I'm just saying it's not an old concept. It's just a recycled concept done bad.
What were you saying, Oda?
Nothing.
No. What were you saying?
Getting double teamed. Jeez. Sorry,
You're not
I
getting
haven't read any of those books. I didn't think of any of it.
Oh, I haven't
The
read
story
the
for
Dark.
Naruto and the story for Luke is the same thing.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a common trope for most literary stuff. I agree with
I
you.
don't like it.
No, I'm not a huge fan of it either.
They should have kept Rey as a nobody chosen by the Force.
Correct. And they
Yeah.
should not have thrown away so much good like character building and all that fun shit. That's why John Bodega says he will never come back to another Star Wars project.
Yeah, because what they did with Finn was atrocious.
Yeah.
Dude, what they did with that entire oh my god, it's like literally it is a 7-course meal cooked by you two using the finest ingredients money can buy, and then they fed it to pigs.
Yeah. Well, you know why they turned out so bad. Like the actual reason, not like story wise or anything like that.
Which one?
The fact that they were never meant to be a trilogy.
Then why were they selling them the sequel trilogy?
Because it was supposed to be 3 separate solo movies made by 3 separate directors. One of the directors backed out because Kathleen Kennedy doesn't know what the fuck she is doing. And he got tired of dealing with her bullshit. After he backed out, they only had the 2 directors. So they had, I'm horrible with fucking directors, I really am. So they had the one person make the original of the 3 movies that introduced Rey, because that was their scheduled project. And then the second director took over the other dude's movie and then made them, and was scheduled to make them. But Kathleen Kennedy goes, and I'm sorry if this is a trigger warning for everybody. Kathleen Kennedy goes, we need a female lead and we need to make it a new trilogy all about her. So these 3 movies that were never supposed to be put together were then crammed together and tried to force a trilogy out of 3 individual movies. That's like taking That's like taking Lord of the Rings, any King Arthur movie, and a fucking Firefly and going, it's trilogy.
Yeah, no, it was a bad idea. It was a bad idea to begin with.
Oh yeah, there's one other thing they did, and this was literally like them legit. Like you can tell they know they screwed up because of the third movie. But like, oh my god, did they do such a disservice to all of the fans who grew up with the original trilogy. They looked at them and said, here's my dick and suck it, bitches. This is what's going on with Luke Skywalker because he's a putz.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, every depiction of Luke Skywalker before that movie was him being in tune with the Force and a good guy. And then they turned him into somebody who would kill his own nephew for no reason. Like, the Luke that at least in my opinion, the Luke that I saw from the films I saw would have been sitting there talking with his nephew going, don't listen to this guy. He would have been explaining what was going on. He would have been the wise elder teaching him. Not sitting there with a lightsaber in his hand.
I mean, it would have been on his head, but yeah. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, his whole thing was that he didn't want to fight Vader. Palpatine went for the low blow after low blow after low blow to provoke him. And it took a lot. And now you're going to have him kill that person's child? Etha and Leia.
I mean, there is one thing that they didn't do properly with that story, which would have made that story actually make more sense. Is
anything?
Well, they didn't give the context that they said that they were going to give for Luke, which was his disillusionment of the Force, which led to him becoming unstable and him getting to that mindset. None of that was there. So none of that fucking made sense.
Yeah, no, the way they did it was...
Also, you don't take a fan favorite character and shit on them when your franchise is built around that fan favorite character.
Yeah, no, they gave him kind of the wrong... They gave him the wrong ending.
Well, I mean, again, I don't give a shit what anybody says. It's not all Kathleen Kennedy's fault. She's the one that was in charge. She's the one that made the fucking decisions.
Well,
the fact that they threw Luke away... To be fair, the actual, not newsreels, but the meeting logs came out, and it wasn't just Kathleen Kennedy that made that decision. It was the CEO of Disney that also pushed it, saying that she needs to make more female roles. Yeah, but that wasn't Bob Iger.
No, it wasn't Bob Iger, but it was...
It was whoever replaced him for the 2 years that he was gone.
Yeah.
All I gotta say is, that was a case of doing a reboot badly and legit disrespecting your fans.
Oh, yeah. But there's also, at this point, a wasted opportunity because we can't get that back. Carrie Fisher is gone, and Mark Hamill has already stated that he's not doing it again.
Oh, yeah, he said I'll never come back.
Harrison Ford celebrated.
Yeah,
Solo's death.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford was... Well, first off, it was Harrison Ford's idea for him to die.
That doesn't surprise me.
No, and second, he has been so tired of being fucking Han Solo for how many decades?
No. He liked the fact that Han died because he's like, I wanted the character story to end, and he wasn't wrong. And that was a very traumatic and good way for... Like, they did Han Solo good.
Yeah.
That was the only one they did good.
Han Solo's death was the best out of the three main characters because he's the only one that went out heroic. I don't give a shit what anybody says. He's the only one that went out the way his character would have gone out after all the character growth from the first three movies.
And honestly,
he was trying to save his son.
As a father, that makes sense. As a father, everything he did in that instance makes sense.
And that's actually why Luke's scene pisses me off. I'm an uncle. I don't have my own children like Luke, but I'm an uncle. And I would never do anything resembling threaten one of my nephews, especially while they're asleep. I would be sitting and talking and working with them because that's what an uncle does. An uncle helps guide, in my opinion.
No, you're not wrong.
And the fact they took such an awesome individual like Luke Skywalker and turned him into a murder hobo D&D character.
Well, actually, to be fair, what they were... Thank you so much, Loki, for that. I really do appreciate it. To be fair, what they were trying to create with Luke, which they didn't do right, nor did they depict properly, because once again, they didn't give the right context. They didn't frame it right. Was they were trying to show somebody with PTSD.
Yep.
And they could have done it so much better.
They could have, but they didn't. And they also didn't depict it right because we don't see Otis. We don't see not Otis. We don't see Luke's fall to that point.
No.
There's no context to that.
There would have been a much better way of doing that scene, which would have made so much sense and would have had the exact same ending, and they could have done the scene in the same amount of time. Luke sees a flash of light and a ship take off, rush in, and see that his nephew's gone. And the fact that his nephew was kidnapped on his watch shattered him.
I mean, I was thinking...
Because if Snoke had kidnapped Kylo Ren from Luke, and Luke had to deal with the fact that he basically had to tell his sister that while he was protecting his nephew, a bad guy kidnapped his nephew, that would shatter me.
Yeah.
Now, here's the only problem with that way of going about it. I agree. It would have been a much better way to do it if Ben would have been kidnapped. He would not have had the fuel to turn to the dark side because of his light side uncle trying to kill him.
No, but my foot one, how hard would it have been for Snoke to put that vision in his head and make him run away, hallucinating it, and running to Snoke to get away, not realizing it was a hallucination. You saw the mind games that guy pulled.
I mean, that is possible,
but I'm just...
It was just anything would have been better than what the hell they did.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot more ways they could have turned Ben to the dark side than that. They went that way for shock and awe.
Yeah.
And to not demoralize but devalutize, in my opinion, devalutize a male lead character who's no longer part of the lead.
No, I can see that. Like I said, they could have framed it in so many different ways, and like I said, where I was going with it, with the idea of PTSD, is because he is a wartime hero. He's a wartime veteran. That's what Luke is. He went through and saw the worst that the Empire had to offer during his fight, including what Darth Vader did.
Yeah, he warped into what was left of a planet.
So, yeah.
Or jumped out of hyperspace into what was left of a planet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so there's all of that. And if they were to depict that properly, they could have depicted him actually of having a flashback. And in that flashback, him trying to fight Vader. And in that moment, it wasn't Vader. It was Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they should have fucking done with that. If that's the route they wanted to go, with Luke's disillusionment.
And they could have also mentioned the fact that, when before that scene, they could have had a scene where he's sitting there, and suddenly he goes, "How many people were on that Death Star?"
Yeah.
Right?
Which one? Which one?
Nice person. He single-handedly has one of the highest body counts in Star Wars.
The only one higher than him is it R2 or is it Chopper?
Chopper, probably.
Palpatine.
I can't remember. No, directly involved.
No, I'm thinking it was Chopper, because if I remember correctly, Chopper also has a few war crimes on his belt.
Yes, Chopper.
I say it's Tarkin. He blew up Alderaan, and he also massacred the Geonosians.
True. But
he blew up a planet. That's a lot more than that space station had
I mean,
on it.
so did Luke. He blew up a small planet about the size of a moon.
2 of them.
That was a space station. But I'm
Which
saying,
was-
there was more people on Alderaan than there were on the Death Star. That's my point.
You mean Alder gone?
God damn it, dude.
But anyway, 1 5-minute warning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually going to go ahead and dip out and get my stuff ready.
All right, go
I gotta use the
live.
restroom and everything.
Go live so we
I
can
will
raid
go
you. Hurry up.
I will go live after I go to the bathroom.
Go!
God,
Go so you
You're
can
so-
go.
everybody's so mean around here. All right, guys.
Yes.
Enjoy the rest of the stream with these two. I'm gonna go get set up for Mario Monday. So,
All right.
Mario Monday, I love it.
yep. See ya.
See ya. All right, go to the
Oh,
two-person
that's probably
sing. There we are.
So what are you going to be doing for your streams?
Let's see. Tomorrow is Toss Up Tuesdays, so we'll let the dice decide. It's gonna be.
Yeah, I actually...
Oh.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's either gonna be Subnautica, Elden Ring, or Helldivers.
Yeah, I'm actually changing up the way I'm doing stuff.
Oh?
I'm not going to do this, try to stream the episodes, because to me that just, it doesn't make good content in my eyes.
Wait, what
So
do
I'm
you
going
mean?
to still upload my streams, but I want to record the videos, one, where I'm not talking to chat,
Uh-huh.
and 2, more edited,
Okay.
but also more focused gameplay. I think part of the fun I'm having on the streams is I have no idea what I'm doing.
Right.
I don't know these games. But I'm going to go back and restart Final Fantasy 1, where I actually know what's going on now, so I can do a proper Let's Play showcasing the story.
Okay.
Not be grinding for half of the episodes. Because literally, like Final Fantasy 2, at least 4 episodes were me mostly grinding.
Okay.
That's not the grinding in all the other episodes. That was just 4, and I had a 5-hour grind session off screen.
Okay.
Because that game is so grindy.
Okay.
So it's like,
Okay.
I think doing just the uploads as streams that I'm posting on YouTube, and then going back and doing Let's Plays for just YouTube as content that's recorded offline, I think would make better videos.
All right. I can see where you're coming from, and I think I can agree with you on that one. Yeah. So what you're planning on doing is posting edited videos, and then just. Are you
Well,
gonna?
for now, I'm just streaming and posting the unedited videos, and then once I get past the trip I have this weekend and some things I need to do around the house, I'm going to start recording Final Fantasy 1 episodes,
Okay.
which is probably going to take me a while because I need to learn how to do it.
Right.
I mean, I just got a starting soon and a BRB screen yesterday because I finally figured out how to make it.
Okay.
Because I have no idea what I'm doing and I'm goofing off because you and I actually have the same problem when it comes to asking for help.
You're not good at it.
Yeah, I'm just better at forcing myself to do it.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. No, I get that.
I know it's a struggle to ask. That's why I asked Chef earlier. It's like, I don't want to ask. I know he's busy, but I need to ask because I need the help.
Yeah. Which is good. You're getting to that point where you can start accepting help because you know there's nothing wrong with needing help, with accepting help.
Yep.
It's not
And,
easy. It's not easy.
Oh, I've been here for a while. It's just every single time takes a little bit of effort to get that far.
Yeah.
Plus, I knew he was busy, so I didn't want to bother him.
Yeah.
But also, up until I decided to do just streaming for streaming, I didn't want to use a layout because I thought it'd make a bad YouTube video. But if it's a stream that's uploaded to YouTube, it makes more sense to me.
Okay, I see what you mean. Alrighty then, everybody. We are going to be rating Chef, who is live now, doing a little bit of Mario Mondays. I want to say thank you to everybody for being here, for hanging out. Thank you, Chef. Thank you, Oda, for being as always, part of the Goofs, and being here on Monday.
Thank you, Loki, for gifting a sub to my wife.
Dang it. There we are. Alright then. And of course, we will see everybody again on tomorrow, Tuesday, for Toss Up Tuesdays. And yeah, thank you all so much. And of course, please do check out Oda here on YouTube. Odasia 0 DASSIA can be found on YouTube. I'm gonna start tagging them in my videos. They're awesome. Please do check out them on YouTube. Alright? Thank you so much, and I'll see you all later. Bye.
Bye.
Well, everybody, that's the end of today's episode of Bunch of Goofs. I hope you enjoyed, and of course, let's say thank you to our cast: Asian Fasha Gamer, Odasia, and Hey, I'm Chef. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.